Hey, it's that thing too. Overture, episode 53. I'm Kevin.
I'm Nolan.
Drew has to go to some sort of mandatory faculty thing.
He's got work stuff, so
Yeah, it's just gonna
he
be us.
may either be late or he'll be out.
I think he's probably gonna be out.
Ah,
How do
oh
you
well.
feel about getting a mandatory work training slash whatever situation?
Okay. If it's while I'm working, I'm usually okay with it.
I agree.
If it's on my day off, hate it.
I agree. I agree 1,000%. I agree. I will sit if I'm on the clock and you're telling me I have to sit in a room and basically dissociate for 3 to 4 hours. That's better than working. That's
Yeah.
fine. I will take that any day.
Oh heck yeah.
But if it's something where you got to come in on a weekend, no, no, or after,
That's good.
or no, not even
Hate
if
it.
it's overtime. No, never, never, ever. But yeah, I I always feel jealous because there's always whenever you're in one of those and there's the one person who's like just checking their phone and your brain is, am I that ballsy?
Do I care this least?
Yeah. You,
Unfortunately, no. I don't
no,
want to get caught.
no, that's my problem. Is I feel like they're running the gambit of, okay, I'm gonna sit here, I'm just gonna look at crap on my phone and then I'm gonna leave and they're not gonna care. And I'm like, but if I did it, they would instantly find me out.
Yeah.
And I'm not into the point where I don't need the job, so I don't care. It's just I'm on that blissful of I don't care if I get fired anymore. So I just let it rock.
It's I'll pull it out every like every little bit, just be like, oh, I think I've messed with my phone. All right, and then put it back,
Okay, that's fine.
or like send a message or something.
Yeah.
But that'll be about it.
All right. So I need to know because you've piqued my interest. Is Ted the series a young Sheldon?
It is.
Okay.
It is a lot better than the movies.
Cause yeah, that's what I've heard and I assumed, and that's how I consider Young Sheldon. Where it's the thing where you would expect this to be garbage, and then you come out of it and you're like, "That's a 7 out of 10."
Listen, here's what I will stand by anything Seth MacFarlane does when he's the one writing and working on it. Beyond that, no. Anytime he's there doing it, it's good.
He can do stuff.
No, early American Dad, early Family Guy, The Orville is great.
Yeah, like it's just at some point he's like, "All right, and I'm done," and
He's like, I'm bored. I'm going to do other stuff, and
here
then
I'm gonna do the Orville. I'll show up and record Peter Griffin lines. That's fine.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm glad it's okay because I saw a when me and my dad were watching the Premier League, one of the commercials because it's on Peacock was for Ted the series, and I was like, we should probably check that out.
it's surprisingly funny. I didn't think I would like actually laugh this hard. There's some good jokes in it.
That's good because my dad did like American Dad and like Family Guy stuff back in the day.
Okay, then yeah, he'll love it.
Good. He also liked South Park when it was good, not South Park currently,
No, that's fair.
which but that's just kind of how everything eventually just rots away. It gets bad, and you're just like, oh dear. Speak
Some things shouldn't live forever.
speaking of oh dear, I gotta make some comments about Reacher season 2.
Oh yeah,
It's not bad, but it is not nearly as good as Reacher season 1.
no.
The
Oh,
issue
like
is okay. You say
no. Like I was about to say, so like, what are the main problems with it compared to season
the
one?
the big problem is in Reacher season 2. The whole premise is people in Reacher's old military police investigation unit are getting murdered, and Reacher has to get his gang back together and stop the murderers.
Oh,
And
eh.
the issue is that all the people in his team are either point 0.5 to 0.75 as capable as Reacher, which makes him not seem as much as a superhuman.
but of a monster.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, it's in like episode 2, the token kind of sexy lady that Reacher is going to have sex with was in his old army unit, was is like capable enough to like just 1v1 a like a trade officer dude. And while you're like, yeah, she's a tough, strong lady, it makes Reacher fighting two guys not seem as impressive.
Okay.
It's that kind.
But,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
wait, there's so season one, was there like a plot to
See,
Reacher, or was he just going from town to town solving problems?
Season 1 is Reacher is going to investigate, basically meet up with his brother in a small southern town, and when he gets there, his brother was murdered, and Reacher is there to solve the murder.
Oh, okay.
And shenanigans ensue because it's one of those, well, they killed the wrong man. Because Jack Reacher is now here, and no one understands how strong and smart and powerful Jack Reacher is.
And
And
season two is they killed the wrong man again.
they killed the wrong men, but now the Jack Reacher squad is here, but they're all kind of competent. Jack Reacher works best when he equalizes the situation and turns it, where you get the feeling that if Jack Reacher wasn't here, the other members of the squad could theoretically solve this.
Them combined is at least 2.5 Jack Reachers.
Yeah, I would say them combined is like 1.5 Jack Reacher.
Okay, yeah, then he doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, he's in it, so he's there, and he's good, and he does Jack Reacher things, but he's not the standout star, and that's kind of, you're not watching that show for Jack Reacher to have a powwow with his team, and some of the other people can figure out some of the stuff, and Jack Reacher goes, "Oh, that's smart." Like one of the more competent characters that we've seen, at least I'm like 2 episodes in, is the casino security measurement who like actually does some like research and finds some stuff out and goes, "Here you go, Jack Reacher. I asked around and this is what was going on." And he's like, "Oh dang." And he
Yeah,
just,
what you want is you want Jack Reacher to go into a bar and question a guy, and then beat up like 10 of his friends, and then question the guy again.
yes, that is exactly what you
Yeah.
want. Whereas in this one, there's a bar where Jack Reacher goes into a bar to find like a lady who is one of the guy's ex-girlfriend, and she runs out of the bar, and then the guys attack Jack Reacher because in his cool black lady sidekick, who is a cool black lady sidekick. I like her; she's good. But and then they beat him up, and then they go outside where Jack Reacher's other team have like captured the ex-girlfriend and explained the situation, and then she agreed, and then they all sit down at the bar and talk it out. And you're kind of like,
Oh,
but
I don't want that.
but the Jack Reacher scene didn't need to happen. They just could have talked it out. It was just a misunderstanding. It was not because they were redneck hillbillies on the pay of the evil southern crime man, and then Jack
And they're
Reacher.
like, we're not going to listen to you, Jack Reacher. We're being paid to do crimes. Jack Reacher goes, well, I'm big, and then beats him up.
That's yeah, exactly.
And then it goes, I'll tell you everything I know, Jack Reacher. Don't punch me anymore.
And Jack Reacher's like, I actually knew 90% of what you knew. I just needed you to confirm my suspicions.
And then he knocks him out and then leaves.
Yeah, he headbutts him and leaves. And then one of them scrambles off like to his knee, and he goes, Jack Reacher showed up to the bar and he beat Scootus. And he's like, but Scootus is large. He's like, but Jack Reacher's even larger, and he was smart too.
He's the largest man in this county. How could he?
Like, but Jack Reacher's also the smartest man too. He's even smarter than you, crime boss man. He goes, no. How could this be?
Impossible. How can he be big and strong?
Yeah, big, strong, and smart. Because that's like, and that's, I think, the best Jack Reachers are where he is simultaneously the biggest, smartest, and strongest. But in this one, it's just like, oh, it's the Jack Reacher team. They're not as big as Jack Reacher, but they're solid.
But like, you put him in a trench coat and like stack them on top
Oh
of each
yeah,
other.
that's
They're just as big,
yeah, and
if
and
not bigger.
and they're competent because they keep talking about like what they've been doing, and they're doing like action movie stuff. It's just not Jack Reacher caliber stuff, but it'll get the job done. It's
They're
like what
doing
are
it.
they're like, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm like a corporate espionage that had to go undercover and fight like through this gun runners, and you're just like, okay, yeah, you're capable. In Jack Reacher 1, his sidekick was like police deputy and detective from Boston who was like transferred to the South. That is all of his teamwork, and they're like, we don't know what we're doing, Jack Reacher. We can't handle this. You get the feeling that if Jack Reacher were not there in season one, the bad guys would have won. Or this one, it's the good guys would have won slightly. It would have taken them like probably 10 episodes instead of 8.
It'd been a little bit, just a tiny bit harder.
Yeah, if they couldn't get in touch with Jack Reacher, they would have solved the problem. And I think that's the issue here. Also, it keeps doing like flashbacks back to Jack Reacher's time in the military, which is fine, but that's not the important part of Jack Reacher. All Jack Reacher's time in the military as a military policeman is just to know that he is both super strong, military trained, and a good detective.
But we already know that from season one. Why do we need
Exactly.
to be clarified?
Yeah, we don't
Okay.
we
Yeah,
don't
I see what you mean.
yeah, like that's all you need. It was there and oh man. So that's my complaints. It's still fine, but it's not it was the wrong book to adapt. They should have adapted the one where it's Jack Reacher has to go to the militia and he simultaneously defeats all of them at at both being like a militia prepper and just a decent human being. There's a really good scene in that book where like the leader of the militia is like, I'm the best sniper, and he does like a really long sniper shot, and then Jack Reacher puts out the sniper rifle and he shoots, like a smiley face around the guy's bullet. And the guy just starts freaking out.
That's so
He's like,
stupid. I love it.
yeah, and like no, that's why you watch Jack Reacher. Is not for he's like, oh, he has to like usurp the bad guys in all of their they have nothing. And this one's not as great. Maybe it'll pick up, but that's I don't know. I recommend Jack Reacher season 1 and the book as well. Cuz also the mystery. There's a mystery in season 1 and like the conspiracy, and it's actually interesting. This one is a lot less interesting. It's just like murders over military cover up. It's not what we're doing.
That sounds fun. You're right.
Yeah. So very disappointing. What
Anyway,
else?
there's speaking of cover ups.
All right.
It seems like I don't know. Looks like we're starting to get rid of some copies of Starfield right now.
Oh God, yeah. Three
Looks like
cents.
I guess Bethesda's they're trying to be like, look, they're off the shelves. Everyone's buying them up.
We can't keep them on the shelves. Everyone loves Starfield.
No, we can't. We cannot.
We literally cannot keep them on the shelves. But yeah, Starfield. Oh man,
What a mess.
I hope Starfield causes them to reevaluate some things. I really do.
I hope they realize, like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't listen to Todd that much.
Maybe we
And
should
maybe
have
get
characters.
Yes. Maybe we should get some,
Hi, Drew.
other creative directors. Hey, Drew.
Did you
So
skip?
yeah, no, it turns out there was supposed to be a march for the last hour, but it's raining, so they couldn't do the march.
Nice.
Hell, did you have to do a march for your faculty advisor?
No, this was supposed to be like the MLK Day makeup because it was like gross weather last Monday, and then it's raining today, so they just talked at us for an hour, and then they're like, and now we're just gonna do a picture instead of doing a march, and it's like, okay.
All right.
Oh, sick. So it was a mandatory like like racial awareness thing.
Yeah, okay, so we are a historically black college.
Yeah.
also apparently San Antonio in general just has a big MLK Day celebration presence.
No, I get it.
But like everyone except the guest speaker sure didn't actually say anything meaningful.
Hell yeah. No, that's what you want. Diversity is our strength, Drew. They should have just...
And yeah.
It's one of those where like it's simultaneously you're like I don't need this, but then you feel sad because other people do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the people who need this are administration who just want to pat themselves on the back, be like, "Oh, look at the thing we did. Look how many people came to it." And it's like, you made it mandatory. Of course, people came to it. Yeah, they came to it. Yeah, we did good. Good job, team.
Look at us show our diversity.
We showed police.
We love Martin Luther King.
We love Martin Luther King. We love diversity. Please do not look at my political donations. Just don't look at them.
Please.
Do not look at them. Don't look at this instead. Look at the picture. I'm photographed with black people. Please. And everyone is smiling. Do not look at my donations.
We believe in what Martin Luther King said on that one time, that one specific sentence. All right, don't look at anything else.
Don't look at the rest of it.
Had a dream.
Don't look at anything else.
I also have dreams. Last night I was at a dog park and the dog licked me and it was fun. And then I threw a ball and the dog got it.
It was like a weird backwards dog park, and it was all topsy turvy.
Yeah, it was wild, just like Martin Luther King.
Just like diversity.
Oh boy.
Yeah, not to get.
All right, yeah, go.
No, it's okay. I don't need to make this podcast too political. It's fine.
No, it's fine.
Right level of.
Thank you. No, we've hit our level. I don't like getting too much because I feel like my stances would devalue actual politics. Because I would compare them to... It's that video that actually is a decent video. I think it's really funny, where it just says the Israeli-Palestine conflict in Fortnite terms. And the whole video, the actual video is about a guy who's doing that and like getting canceled or whatever because he keeps trying to like talk about actual politics in like the dumbest terms, where he's just like, let me tell you about gerrymandering and how that relates to Five Nights at Freddy's. it just hard cuts like deleted.
That sounds like an old hard drive article.
Yeah, it is. It is classic hard drive. Highly recommended the video, the Israeli-Palestine conflict in Fortnite terms. Because he's like, listen, now they're dropping in. Those tilted towers, let me tell you something, was very much like what the... And then it just cuts. Like, it's funny. Anyway, we're talking about Starfield and how Starfield's being on clearance at Walmart for 3 cents.
Yep. So, everybody, you can look forward to Starfield getting Game of the Year in 2024 from this podcast because we have no journalistic integrity.
Oh, hell. Oh, I have no journalistic integrity. If someone wants to give... I just have, like, a price tag. It's 5 figures. You want to give me 5 figures, I'll give Palworld.
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
I'll give you a 10 out of 10. I'll sell out super hard, and you'll know it.
Yeah. No, I'm still salty at y'all giving it to Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk's good, though.
It was good, though.
Actually, my personal game of the year.
No, it wasn't.
It is.
Make it good and sell you stuff.
They fixed it.
It was good. You got to air dash.
Hold on. It's now good.
Yeah,
we should clarify. Now it is good.
It was good when I bought it for $30 after they fixed it 2 years later. It was pretty good. I liked it. I liked air dashing and shooting with my shotgun, and then activating my Sand Devastate and going into slow-mo. Big fan of that. But yeah, we were talking Starfield. It got nothing. What? Any other stuff? Oh, God. Okay. I want to talk, before I forget, because
We have like 2 or 3 big topics.
okay, before we get to this is I want to talk about a story that simultaneously activated my sympathy, outrage, and the hilarity centers of my brain.
Oh, I know which one this is.
And this is the sad, sad tale of what happened to let me look. Emily, who writes for Sarah Z, one of Sarah Z's Sarah Z, her videos are pretty good. I liked her Homestuck videos where she talked about Homestuck and then talked about getting a cease and desist from Homestuck. It was pretty funny. But poor Emily was getting sexual harassed in her DMs by Chugga Conroy. And that sexual harassment was unwanted foot fetish roleplay. Which is not good. It is not good. But it is...
Kevin, he asked twice for clarification to see if it was okay that this person in his same field, who is way less widespread and notorious than he is, was okay with this unwanted activity.
And it's not like his unwanted activity was so bizarre that if you would have probably said, sure, lol.
It's also like, I don't know, he's got a clear position of power over her. So it's like gross to start with. And secondly, like, he's like lying and saying it's not sexual when it clearly is.
Oh, it clearly is.
It really is.
Oh, it's clearly, this is like, and it's the thing where, and this is my big problem with it, is that it is bad. Everything about that is bad. He is doing sexual harassment, but the kind of sexual harassment is so pathetic and internet weird, it makes me laugh. I'm sorry, but it makes me laugh when he's like, I slip off those stinky feet and give him a whiff, and I'm like, I can't take it.
Yeah, it's like the lamest, most like cartoony garbage. Like, oh my god, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's a one of a kind. I've never seen it done like this.
I've never seen this happen
really
in this
there.
way, and it would feel I think someone described it where it feels like I think you should leave skit about a man who's sexually harassing his coworkers, but only he's trying to get them to do erotic foot fetish roleplay.
He's got a foot fetish, but it like presents as like the same garbage as an inflation fetish.
Yeah, that's it. It'd be like if I was like, "Hey guys, haha, I put down the bicycle pump. How y'all feeling? Feel a little taut? I get the bicycle pump and I put it in your mouth." Just like
having a normal
Sonic.
Conversation, and then someone goes, "Uh-oh, I smell something stinky." I was like,
Ooh, someone's foot's someone's stinky, disgusting foot.
Ooh, smirks.
I'm smelling it.
Feet.
Can't hide those from my sniffer.
Charlie, I'm sorry. Something about cartoonishly attacks you as you sit there and tries to remove your shoes.
That's the problem with this entire thing. It's really funny.
It's like it's awful.
It's all. It's like, and I can understand the disgust and feeling because, like, it's the first one or two things would be something like oh my god. Like I have said crap like that for one or two sentences when I've posted like a Tamers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 video, and I'm talking about stinky butt cheeks or whatever because that's what he does. But then it keeps going, and that's when you know it's not just a hilarious joke about getting the Sonic and bicycle pump, but it is for real. You're like, oh, you're doing the same thing to people with me doing, like, you're basically catcalling me just in the lamest, most internet way humanly possible.
Here's the other one.
It's bad.
Oh my god.
Some real like, oh, that butt's gross. I wonder what it smells like. Heh heh heh.
After a moment of smiles and good feels, you come back down to earth and realize you're still standing down on earth. Now put your shoes back. The fuck on already. They're burning my eyes. Looking at that. What the fuck is going on with this guy? This is like the most insane.
It's insane. It's
It's
insane,
crazy.
and he keeps doing it in like regular conversation. Like they're just talking, and he's just
I'm
like,
saying, like normal stuff about
I
like
need, I need, I
talking
need,
about
I need to
my name.
sniff your feet again. You're just like, ugh. But it's also really funny.
And it'll be this like oddly intimate back and forth of just like, hey, checking on you, make sure you're okay. And it's like, oh yeah, thanks. It's like, now you know what you need to do for me. Pushes you down and tickles your feet. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, it's
Yeah, so
terrible.
videos.
It's
There's
really
plenty.
and it wasn't
Good
just her. There was
strategy.
he did that to a bunch of people too.
It isn't sexual with my friends. This is the.
It's ill. It's garbage.
I don't know how this is not sexual because it is.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
I can't take it any other way.
Exactly.
Listen. You take that to your foot fetish chat, or your World of Warcraft roleplay or whatever.
Go to whatever
There's
Second Life. Second
yeah,
Life.
Second Life. There's all
or
sorts of
some
play.
weird server from an obscure game nobody knows
Listen,
about.
you could
That-
go
that- yeah.
if you want foot stuff or weird role play. You can find it on the internet,
There's-
and
yeah,
people will
there's
do it
plenty of places.
consensually. Don't do that. Don't do that, especially under your main. What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
That he's untouchable with
No.
his 1 million subscribers.
God. I'm sorry. I needed to talk about that because it keeps making me laugh and also feel disgusted and outraged. It's the strangest sexual harassment case I think I've ever seen.
So odd.
So, okay, I have something similar I want to talk about.
Hell yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so currently the garbage TV that is running in our background for like, well, we don't want to focus on anything and just like have something on the television
Yeah.
is 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, hell yeah.
For those unaware, this is like where two people want to get married. They probably met online, and one of them like comes to the U.S. and gets a 90-day visa with the plan that they'll get married within that 90 days.
How could
TLC
things possibly go wrong?
Exactly. And so like we just finished season 1 last night, and as you're wont to do, I pulled up Wikipedia to see if it had like the couples and then like where they are now. It does.
Oh,
So
man.
it started this was from 2014, so it's like just looking through them, it's like, oh, they're all like still married. It'll be like, oh, like Paula and Russ like had one daughter in like 2016, and she's now like has a full citizenship. And but then it gets to like, well, one couple where the whole thing of this show too is all of the guys are incels.
Of
Yes.
course. Well, no, that's the whole
Like,
point.
Like
It's
they're all
insane.
incels. And like even within that, it's like, oh, this one guy is clearly like the worst. And so when we're getting like, they're the last couple listed in like the quadrant as you're scrolling down, and it's like, oh man, it's like, oh, they're like still together. They had their daughter in 2019, and then in June 2023, Justin was indicted on federal child pornography charges.
Oh, no.
And it's just like, yep, there it is.
Oh,
He's
you knew it.
Yep.
Oh,
And no comment
man.
has been made on if they're going to stay together, but I can't imagine they are.
No, that's a deleted.
If I'm her, I'm taking my daughter back to Russia.
That's
Yeah.
the reddest flag of them all.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually that is the reddest flag of them all.
No, 100%.
No, it gets redder.
Oh no.
Okay, what's redder?
His charges are like obtaining, like possessing and distributing child pornography, and then also possessing and distributing child pornography where at least one instance is a prepubescent or child under 12 years old.
Oh,
that's
I count
why we're-
I count
Oh my God.
that. I count that as still
Yeah.
on like No,
No, I think
No, I feel that's a lot worse.
that's
even
the
worse.
redder of the red flag, but it's still the same category.
I'm like, I honestly don't, but like a 17-year-old is very different from a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's still bad. I'm not saying that one is really good. I'm just saying that once you're down there, you're down there.
I don't want to rank them. But
no, we're not doing this on this podcast. We're not going to rank the severity.
I'm not making a tier list of it. They're just all overall bad. I don't want to think about it anymore.
All right, time for the tier list, everyone.
No.
Most horrible. Oh no.
Gosh.
Oh man, YouTube's not gonna like that one.
No.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my new Dante's Inferno Circles of Hell ranking.
Yeah, Circles of Hell ranking. We're gonna say how you get to the bottom.
The first level of hell, that's gonna be your furries.
I don't think furries are that bad. I don't think furries are that bad. I think we have gone to we have been seen in our full experience. I think furries are fine.
Yeah.
Nowadays there's worse than furries.
The only furry I would say needs to be down there is the kind that actually wants to have sex with animals. Like the bestiality ones, you're down there. But if you just want to dress up like a sexy panda or like a sexy fox, I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
That's fine. It's kind of
like, it bothers me. I'm getting all hot and bothered by a sexy fox person.
Oh man,
no, they need to be in hell. Otherwise, something's wrong with me.
Very good. Is that the new Hunchback of Notre Dame? It's the fursuit of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Instead of Esmeralda, she's just like a sexy fox lady, and Frollo's just like, I can't. Crystal from Star Fox Adventures getting me bothered. All this sin.
Yeah, the fur cons in town.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's also like when the Juggalos came out, and they're like, the Juggalos have elevated themselves.
Yeah.
Like, nah, they've gotten out of the range where I'm like, nah, Juggalos are fine. I don't want to hang around or be near them, but they're fine.
I mean, I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's Violent J. Violent Jane's all right.
Yeah.
Shaggy 2 still kind of sucks because he says a lot of Kid Rock things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Violent J is a good dad, though.
Yeah, he's a good dad. That's what I'm like.
Have we confirmed that Violent J is not Guy Fieri yet?
No. I've never seen them in the same place.
That's the real life Homer Krusty.
I'd agree. Yes. 100%. I agree. All right.
No.
Okay. Do we want to talk about?
Oh wait. Before that, I Drew, the same as you. I've also been watching some garbage reality show. One that has a very interesting premise, which is it's actually two different premises for these shows. One is Love on the Spectrum.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And can you guess there's a different one for people with Down syndrome? And do you want to guess what the name is?
Is it Down Bad?
It's Down for Love.
Oh, that's even. Oh man.
I know. I'm as shocked as you are. Anyway. Listen, check them out. They're some good,
Oh, you want some
reality
trash?
TV.
You want some? That's some trash right there.
It's good background because there's very sweet moments in it, and then a lot of moments which are, why are they filming this? This is.
No, it's that disgust. You gotta feel. See what you're telling me is that some of the moments are when the shoes are covered. The stinky feet are covered by the shoes, but then you also got to take off the shoes so you can get a full whiff of those stinky grippers.
There's literally a guy who has a thing about wearing shoes inside the house, so most of his interview shots are just him with his feet off, or him with his shoes off and his feet just bare.
There you go.
But the worst part of 90 Day Fiancé is how manipulative the editing is. Going to a commercial or next time on the episode, where it's really trying to be oh, look how dramatic and serious this fight is, and then when the scene actually happens, it's not even an actual fight.
No. Someone like says something like, well, what about this? And then it's dun dun dun, and then it cuts and it
Yeah.
comes back, and the guy goes, okay, that's fine, we'll do that.
Yeah, like there's
Every
a
time.
scene where the bachelorette party, like the poor girl from Russia has to go with like the guy's mom and sister and some other of their friends and stuff for her bachelorette party, and cut to commercial showing like the mom interrogating her of like, oh, you just want to marry my son for a visa, and then like in the actual conversation, it's apparent the mom is like, no, I do have concerns. He is my son, and like the poor like Russian girl who's marrying the child pedophile is like also reasonable and understand, and then they both get emotional and cry, and they're like, oh, it's like that shows you care about him.
There was an episode of the hit western Wanted Dead or Alive in which Josh Randall was like, one of his pals suddenly had a gold mine, and he was kind of an incelish dude, and then a saloon girl was trying to like marry him for his money, and the end of the episode, basically the guy was riding off with her, and he's like, don't you know she's just trying to marry you for his money, and he just goes, yep, and then they just leave.
Yep, it's like Office Space. What's the first thing you do if you have $1 million?
Two chicks at the same time.
Yep.
And I was like, and I was like, I didn't expect that ending. Well played, Josh Randall. Or he's just like, nah, of course, I'm rich.
Yep.
And I'm like, well done.
Bravo. Masterful gambit, sir.
Yeah. I like Wanted Dead or Alive. It's a pretty good Western.
I like Maverick. Maverick's still my favorite one of those.
Yeah, but it's Steve McQueen Western. He gets
No,
beat
this
up a lot.
I don't actually know the name of the guy from
That's
Maverick.
okay.
No, this is a Wild West. The Wild West of capturing animals and forcing them to fight.
Yeah, let's talk about Palworld. Thank you, Nolan.
Yep, good segue.
Yeah, the Palworld discourse has begun. Palworld.
I mean, I've already seen it summed up perfectly. Of Palworld is a child's idea of what a mature Pokemon is.
I like that. I was gonna say it's like a Newgrounds cartoon come to life, where the premise of, and I understand the gimmick of what if you had Pokemon, but you had guns to shoot the Pokemon, and then you had the Pokemon slavery to make guns. I get that. I get the appeal. I was once 11. I understand it.
I mean, yeah.
And I also get the idea of the open, basically, because it's just an open world crafting survival game, like all video games are now. Yeah. I also think a lot of people are talking too much about how the Pokemon designs are stolen, and not enough about how all of their menus and upgrades are stolen from apparently Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah, and then also all their assets are just Unity store
assets. It's just like, here's Unreal whatever generated.
Bankrupt.
Oh, you go. I'm sorry.
And then like I'm still sure it's also a scam. Like I think it's only a matter of time before someone was like, "Oh, I found the NFTs, guys."
Well, the guy, the person is already doing it. They're already into the AI NFT crap. They want it.
Yeah.
And you saw like their other game, Stolen Hollow Knight, then Stolen Breath of the Wild, which also elements got upgraded to Palworld.
Yeah, no, I've played it.
Okay, you play. Okay, yeah. Do you have like Game Pass or?
Yeah, I got Game Pass.
Oh, so yeah, you can try it. Yeah, tell us about it, because I'm not going to spend money on it because I don't want to play a survival game.
No, it's nothing. It's very much like it is survival. So you build your house, you make your little PAL farm, you go out there and you punch those little animals until you can capture them.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. It's a lot of nothing.
It didn't look like it was such a scam that it's unplayable to me. Like the survival.
No, it's playable. It's just it's very boring.
It reminded
Why would you?
it reminded me of and I would say this is going to be my comparison because it's the closest modern survival game I've played, which is Lego Fortnite, where you plop down your base totem or whatever that says here's the level of your base and what you can do, and you can upgrade your base by doing a task. So if you have enough beds in a house, then it goes to level 2, and then if you have this crafting station, it'll go to level 3.
No, that's Kevin. That is exactly it.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, and in Lego Fortnite, as you attract villagers, you can have them stay in your village if they have a bed, and then they can do tasks like they can collect resources and they can mine for gold or get the food or make stuff while you're out adventuring. And I'm like, that's just what you're doing with the pals.
No, that's it. Also, sorry, it's also once you start playing the game, you'll go like, oh no, it isn't just Pokemon. This is just Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, like the sound font is Breath of the Wild.
It's I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? They really just are just ripping off all of Nintendo.
They're stealing everything.
Yep.
Everything must be stolen. And I think a lot of so here's my theory of the outrage of Palworld. I think stems from the fact that the big Pokemon fans, and I count myself as one of them, have been so denied by Pokemon and are so sick of it that now the copy runs like Palworld runs and looks better than Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
Not in terms of
not aesthetically.
I was gonna say not in terms of art style, because Pokemon.
No, it's.
But it runs. It runs at 60 frames a second.
Its art style is very much just a Unity reskin game.
But it still works.
But it works. Yeah.
And it also works across like different platforms.
Yeah.
Like I'll run by. There's some glitches. There's some crashes because it's still early.
Well, that's every game. Every game has glitches and whatever.
And then there's also a lot of you getting stuck in the wall because you rolled and jumped at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's just gonna happen. That's gonna happen in every single video game that's not basically not like very confined. When you get open world, it just gets buggy. That's fine. But yeah, like it doesn't run at 10 frames a second, and there's 2 textures on the world.
My Wii is not. I'm sorry, my Switch is not overheating in my hand as I'm trying to play it.
Yeah. I played through Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom only started to get really bad when there was a ton of physics objects on screen all bumping into each other.
Oh yeah.
Whereas Pokemon looks like it's just chugging when there's it's like an empty field and 3 Pikachus, and that thing is like struggling. And I think that's unacceptable. I think, as someone who is a fan, I think it's unacceptable, the current state of the Pokemon games. And I think, I know this is, I do not think that this is going to light a fire under Game Freak to make their games better, because they still sell like it doesn't matter. And all I will say is that I think the designs... I don't think the design... So a lot... what do you think about... Because obviously the PAL's designs are plagiarisms. We all know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all know this. And the question is, I think it's a mixture. I don't think it's just the AI generated it. I do not think it is AI generated.
So not all of them are, because there's plenty that we saw whenever it was first demoed, and that was before like AI image generators. Like Electric Totoro has been like a key art visual for a long time, and it's because they just traced over Totoro and then put yellow and black on it and said, no, but it's Electric Totoro.
Also, Drew, I don't know if you've checked Twitter, but I did post my own PAL that I made. Did you see him? Did you see him? My unique
Synthesaur?
PAL? Yeah, Synthesaur. Very unique.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Evan, you also made a very good point where they look like Pokemon that are on the front of game-breaking
Yeah, the action
games
replay,
and stuff.
not
Yeah, yeah.
Pokemon. The not Pokemons that are on the action replay that are
Legally distinct.
or the ones that in the day you'd see like unofficial Pokemon hint tricks and tips guide or whatever, and they couldn't get a Pikachu, so they draw like something vaguely Pikachu-ish and put it on there.
Yep.
Hey,
It's
can you
the
draw a Pikachu without using references? Thanks.
it's the Pokemon you'd get at a dollar store.
The old Beckett Pokemon collector.
Yeah.
that art
Animal capturer.
animal capturer, and I think like it's like yeah, that's the vibe I instantly got when I looked at that. Where every one of those is clearly a Pokemon, but enough to be legally distinct so that Pokemon would not sue.
Like, it's
Yep,
not like. No, go ahead.
They had a lawyer next to every illustrator, and it was just like, okay, is that good? And a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, you're good.
Okay, we have Superior, and I made him blue. Is that enough? How about you give him the hair from the mermaid fish Pokemon? Yeah, okay, put a ball on his tail? Alright, we're good. We're good. That's a pal. Next one.
They couldn't have gone like the Digimon route, which is just make them insane.
Yeah, I know.
Like, go wild with them.
I also think that Digimon do not look like Pokemon.
No, they're nowhere close.
I think that, well, also because Digimon, Pokemon, and a lot of the other monster collectible things have an art director.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And they knew that being just a ripoff was not going to work. However, due to the decline of Pokemon, being a ripoff is now very valid.
Uh-huh.
The most generic...
Well, that and just shitty teens also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think...
Well, no. Wait, hold on. No, they did have an art director. It was the Scamtron 5000.
Yeah, the Scamtron 5000 and the Unity Asset Store. Very good art directors.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like the characters look weird. That one boss looks
Characters
just
look
like
the weirdest, and like every important character just wears a mask or has glasses on, so you can't really see their face.
Yeah, and there's like just treasure chest out in the world.
It's weird.
It's a very strange game. It's a very
I don't think weird and strange are the words. I think it's just lazy.
Yeah.
It is
Like it's weird or strange if like you can like it's hard to find the reasoning of the decision making.
No.
There's no
I'll go back on this. It's not lazy because it takes a lot of work to steal this much.
okay. I'd give that credit, and it does.
On computer terms, it's just Control C and hit Control V.
Listen, making a three taking the
Right,
3D model of Luxray and then altering it just enough does take some skill.
Listen, it's still lazy if you made your slave labor make the product for you.
Listen, Drew, Cindasaur took me 2 minutes to draw. It took me 2 minutes to draw. And then another minute where I had to like close up some of the MS Paint like gaps so that the fill tool would work.
Doesn't Paint have layers now?
I don't think that one either. That one's not out, or I don't know.
Okay.
I just use for the real art. I use Kurita because it has a pixel brush that basically just works as MS Paint, but you actually get layers of like Photoshop functions if you need them.
No, look, I think
free.
they're mostly fine because Nintendo has not come after them like they came after that modern.
Oh no, yeah, because Nintendo's not threatened. It is not. Well, it's bizarre to say, but it's simultaneously a Pokemon competitor and not a Pokemon competitor at all. Because the game itself is not Pokemon.
No,
it is not Pokemon at all. A survival building crafting game is nothing like Pokemon, even though there are Pokemon in it. And they're clearly Pokemon.
You idiots have evolved.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I caught like one that was like level 12, but I'm level 7, so its level got dropped back down to 12 or dropped back down to 7.
Well, that's garbage.
Yeah, so it's only capped up to how leveled up you are.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know enough. I know that it's just it's a survival game and it functions.
Yeah, remember, I'm an hour in. I know just as much as you guys probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a teeny bit more.
You probably like I watched Pat play it for like an hour, and then I watched the Donkey video where he tried to speed run the gun, and gun is relatively high on the tech tree, so he was just talking about like, okay, I gotta get like primitive tool 3 and then get more pals, and he just couldn't get it. Took him forever to hit the gun.
It
Yep.
sucks.
I've
Yeah.
seen lots of people be like, I'm 6 hours in and I still haven't shot a gun.
Yeah, because they gotta get that slow burn.
I'm 1 hour in. I have a spear and a fire arrow, but I also have a force shield
There you go.
that I just built. I don't know how this technology works.
I'm not entirely against the game either. It's kind
I
of
am.
okay. Oh well, no, this is
I'm,
that's
I'm
fine.
standing behind. Sorry, I'll say the gameplay loop just isn't fun for me. But if like people love that kind of stuff, they'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like I don't hate I don't like I'm very which is this is the problem is that I'm very conflicted about Palworld. Very conflicted. Because like I understand what it's doing and why people like it, and I kind of am sad that it is doing as well. I think one of my examples in my brain is it's the equivalent of back in the day when Robopawn came out. Do you remember seeing Robopawn?
No.
So it was another Game Boy, I think made by like Natsume, that was just Pokemon but with robots and kind of bad.
I only knew about Robopon is because a Nintendo Power had like the evolution trees for them.
Yeah.
I
So
went,
it's
"Oh, this is
Robopon, but it would be like if Robopon somehow was actually better than the original because the original had declined.
But like, it's not better than the original. Like, it's better in one way, which is like it just runs better.
But that I think
Everything else is like worse. It's like lazy and uninspired and stealing, and the gameplay loop. Like it's one of those where like you look, it's like, oh man, it's so successful. And it's like, oh wait, yeah, because it's just a bunch of 14-year-olds who have like the endless hours to put into one of these kinds of games.
or they've just wanted to play a survival game, and this is
Yeah.
the one because everyone had I don't know if they're playing Minecraft are they? Because
Yeah, I think Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft's still popular.
okay, because like Minecraft is up there. I'm even gonna put Lego Fortnite on there as like here's a free because that one's free, and it does everything that this game does. It's there, and it's I get why. I think part of it is just it's sort of like what I looked at when I saw Garten of Ban, where you see blatantly kind of a scam, and you're just like, I wish people would know better, or have more taste. Is you're
Yep.
We've talked about such trash as 90 Day Fiancé, but we're not saying that you should watch 90 Day Fiancé instead of Pluto or real TV.
Yeah.
Like this is like we're talking about crap when you're like after you've seen the classics and after you've played the good video games and now you're kind of here. That's I don't know. I wish Poco and also I would dare say lazy and uninspired also applies to mainline Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those games are lazy and uninspired.
Well, I'll push back at what's his name? Gestapod.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, I'll show you. He's got a cool design, and if I can find it,
some of them are gonna work.
There's like 4 or 5 designs. I'm like, damn, that's cool. I wish I could have,
There's a
could have
couple.
been around my
They
days.
stole the right components for this guy.
Yeah. No, there's a couple of them I like. Like the one that's trying to be like Litwick. I think it's pretty good.
But it's just Litwick.
I know. Well, I like Litwick.
So you can't say it's
No,
pretty good
it's like, yo, you stole from a good thing. There's like the Toxapex wearing a hoodie. I think the hoodie adds a lot to its design. I like it. I'm a big fan of Thing wearing a hoodie. My love of Scarlet Spider will let you know. You take Spider-Man. Miles understands it. You take Miles Morales and you put a hoodie on him, and I'm like, oh man. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. You like that Spider-Verse costume? It looks great. You know why? Because Miles has like sneakers and a hoodie. It's great. It's so good.
All right, now let's give him his worst costume ever.
Oh well, that's because they showed the hair. I think that costume, if he was not showing the hair, would still be bad, but it would not be the worst. The hair showing makes it seem zoomer cooler.
I posted the huge thing of stolen Pokemon.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Your chest a bit. You're just a nut.
There you go. I just some of them are blatant.
Yep.
Some of it's obvious, some of it's like, oh, they like.
Some of them I would give the benefit of the doubt. Not like the Toucan one. I would almost give the benefit of the doubt. It almost looks original.
Just barely.
I would put that one.
So the Toucan one, I feel like should actually have more like Halucha in it. I feel like it's like Xatu and Halucha.
There we go. That's it. That's a Pokemon design. I'm like, damn, that's cool.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a pal that was cool.
Oh no, that's Gastropod. He's a cool Pokemon.
I know, right?
No, there's been cool Pokemons in every at least 10 hit every generation.
Yeah.
No,
I really like Salandit if we're talking recent Pokemon. Salandit's so good.
Clawitzer is so good. You see Clawitzer?
Oh, is that the coconut crab Pokemon?
No. It's the crab that has the really big, it's like the little hermit crab, little shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
But it has like the dragon claw. It's like it's really big claw, and it shoots lasers out of it. It's dope. I love that thing. It's probably my favorite newest Pokemon.
Like, I'm not going to say Pokemon aren't doing anything, but they definitely need to step their game up.
It's one of my issues. Yeah, Salazet and Salazzle is pretty good. There's some new ones that I like.
I don't like Salazzle. I only like Salandit. Salazzle's a little too sexy lady lizard.
That's one they've made for a reason.
They know.
Yeah.
Well, like, to me, one of my issues with Pokemon is I think the Pokemon... I still think the Pokemon actually training and trading situation needs to be reworked, because the people who like battling play on the like Pokemon Showdown web client, so they don't have to train their Pokemon because it sucks.
Yep.
It reminds me of what the Dragon's Dogma 2 creator was talking about, how he didn't want his game to have fast travel because you should have fun going between objectives. Should actually be fun.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you shouldn't have like this ass part of your game where it's just like, nah, it sucks. That's one of the biggest things that makes me not do like Pokemon anymore, is I just don't want to train. Training Pokemon is a nightmare.
Getting him to a level where you can like have fun fighting.
Fighting is fun, but training is just, it's like busy work.
I just feel like if you beat the Elite Four with a Pokemon, then if that Pokemon breeds, its offspring should have perfect stats.
I feel like what you should do is, what I would, my solution would be, if you catch a Pokemon, you get a version for like ranked battle or whatever, where you can just say, here's the stats, here's the moves, here's whatever it has, just in like ranked mode.
Yeah.
And that's like tournament mode. That's what all the Nintendo tournaments are going to use. So, like, okay, here you go. You catch it. It unlocks. It has every move, every stat. Do what you will. You can still, because then you still get to level up and catch Pokemon, because then you want to have one in your list. And the main story, you can still do it. But the
But
game's
okay,
like,
I'd say it'd be like an in-game thing. It's like, all right, you've
yeah,
beaten the Elite Four. Here's this thing
here's the thing: you beat the game.
in the part 2 section of the game.
You want to go online, you can have your battle box that's only useful for battle. It's not, you can't trade these Pokemon, but they have every stat, every move. You can alter them, build your team, and go. And I think that's fine. I think that would be a welcome change. Because to me, the biggest threat to Pokemon is Pokemon like net battle or whatever. I think it's shoddy battle.
What is it? Is it? It's
I think it's shoddy.
Pokemon Showdown or
Yeah,
something.
Pokemon Showdown. I'm sorry, I get my Pokemon web clients confused because they've
Dude, it took me
changed
a second
several
to.
times.
Don't worry. You see, well, this we want a Pokemon answer. We want something. We want
I
Pokemon
want a
done right.
response. I think that's right. I would like to feel compelled to play a Pokemon game. It would be nice.
Oh,
It would be really
Yeah, that'd be
nice.
awesome.
I would like to be compelled to play video game. That would be a great thing.
I would like a Pokemon game that doesn't suck. Same way I'd like. I really would love a Call of Duty that wasn't just garbage.
Eh,
Or
I'd hear
or
you.
or I really would love. I'd love to play Madden or NCAA again when it was fun.
Oh yeah, I would really enjoy a good sports game. That would make
Yeah.
me real happy. Getting into FIFA, watching the Premier League makes me want a good soccer game, and I know that's not gonna happen since like
Bring
Mario
back NBA The
Strikers are.
Streets.
Yeah, I would like a good sports game. I would also like a good wrestling game. You know what?
Oh
That'd be
yeah,
fun. I had a lot
100%.
of fun playing Nintendo 64 wrestling back in the day. It was fun.
I think there's a good hockey game that just came out.
There was an
Um,
interesting indie hockey roguelike that came out.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
One of the teams
Where
was
it's like,
Team Ref. The refs would just
yep,
cheat.
they just cheat.
But
And
then
speaking
one of
of
the
cheat,
teams
I gotta go.
Oh yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
We'll talk
That's
about
true.
Riot Games next week.
Oh yeah.
The layoffs continue. So long, Runeterra.
Yep.
I just want to talk about Palworld first. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.